All right, good morning, everyone. So it's about 8:55, and today is going to be the last morning show of the year. And next week, I'll be taking a break on the morning show. We've got a number of students that are joining the community this week. Of course, with Trader Rehab starting today at 11 a.m., and then we'll have another Trader Rehab session Monday at 8 a.m. So next week is going to be focused on students who are part of the Warrior Pro community. So those over on YouTube, you can expect that you will not see the broadcast next week. I will do recaps as I'm able to, but there will not be morning show broadcasts. So just FYI on that. So as I sit here this morning, right now, I haven't taken any trades yet. I'm all cash. You can see my positions window, top left corner. So just sitting tight right now. I've got my eyes on the gap scanner and the momentum scanner. So NTRB is our leading gapper. It's up 53%. And it hit a high here of 624. You can see this false breakout candle, but right there at 8:45-ish, it sort of popped up, dropped back down. So a little bit choppy on this one. A little disappointed, but that's sometimes the way it goes. So we'll see whether or not this opens up a bit more. 631 NTRB. Level 2 is a little bit more thickly traded. So the high here is 24. I'm going to take a starter there, and let's just see if it looks like it wants to go through the high. So I'm going to add at 45. And let's see if we can get an add at 55 and 65 on this. So holding full position, not selling yet, looking for the break through 55 and then 65. Watching a dip. Break through the $0.50. Added there, 47. So on something like this, I want to see if we get the breakthrough 55 and 60. And on a 1 minute pullback, gonna move up towards $7. So let's watch this here. Put an order at 55. Come on, girl. This is a 1 minute pullback here under the $0.50. So we want to see the break through 49. And what I'll do, I'm watching that seller at 49. So I'm going to look to add at 49 as that seller thins out for the quick break over the $0.50. Not too much slippage on this one for me. Execution seemed pretty good. 6.39 million shares of volume. It's our leading gapper, up 64%. We've got the share buyback catalyst, which is good. So looking for that first 1 minute candle to make a new high. There you go. So there's 49. So what we want to see is the break of the $0.50, 50. There's 49, there's 51. So holding 9,000 shares still. Watching for a dip. Added at 36, bought the dip. See if we retest the 50 level. There's 45. Holding 4,000 shares. We hit a high there just to 51. It wasn't a clean break. So down to 1,400 shares, watching for a dip. The low of this candle was 26. The high here is 51. Only 51. It's a little disappointing. New order, 55. Added at 49, and then when it couldn't snap, started taking profit. Still holding 1,400 shares. Watching for a dip. Added at 34. So now holding 5,400 shares. Trying to actively trade this range. I want to see if we can get over 655. So hold it back down to 1,500. $9 a.m. news. Yep, let's watch for 9 a.m. news. Watching the high day Momo scanner. If something starts to pop up, that's where I'm going to see it. So these are the tools that we use. NTRB up 63%. News on, watching here for add back. Orders at 52. Added there for the break back over 50. Nice. Next add 57. So in at 50, profit 54, then 57 for the next add. Added at 54 to break 57, anticipating that level. So it is starting to curl up a little bit more, which is good. This is what we like to see. Watching for another dip off of 49. And then the break through this level, 55 and then 57, to see if we start to pull away a little bit. I was hoping initially for a break of 50 and move up to 75 and then up to $7. I don't see any other news headlines at 9 a.m., so this is still our focus. Watching added at 46 on the dip there for the pop back up over 50. Now looking for 54, 55. We want to see it hold. There we go. So now looking for 60 for an add. Watching 660. We've got 50 on the ask, 52. Let's see if we get 60. 8,000 share buyer down there. It's a little sluggish, needs to pull away and open up a little bit more. It's up 67%, back to flat for now. Give back a little bit on that trade. Got a high of 58, but I lost about 800 bucks. Yeah. Yeah, just about, yeah. Thank you for those tuning in on YouTube. Would love for you guys to hit the thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, hope that you hit the subscribe button as well. This is marginable. Yep. For my platform, it is. I do have margin on NTRB. Added at 42 on the dip there. So trying to buy the dip as it curls down. That's a 5,000 share trade. Just dip, entry, back out. It's easier to move in and out on dip trades like that with smaller size. Doing that same trade with like 30 or 40,000 shares would be hard, but 5,000 shares is not a big deal. I was hoping that we would see some maybe breaking news, but we haven't gotten any just yet. So for 9 a.m. So that candle is the top at 58. I'll let it pull back for a moment. So while it's pulling back, those on YouTube, reminder that if you would like to join us for the Trader Rehab course at 11 a.m., you'd have to join and become a Warrior Pro student sometime between now and 11 a.m. All right, so you've got 2 hours to join. We will be starting right at 11. We've already got the live classroom open, so I'll just switch my broadcast over to that room. And so when you log in, you'll scroll down here to live classes, and then you can open that room. That's where we'll be teaching Trader Rehab. All right, so we've got a big kind of class that we're going to be teaching, and an exciting year ahead, and we'd like to get it off to a good start. So that's why next week I'm going to be taking a break from doing the morning show while I focus on our students who will be in their first week of Trader Rehab, and I want to make sure that we try to get 2022 off to a really good start. So I will do recaps, and we'll upload those to YouTube. We didn't hit 1 million subscribers by the end of this year, which was the goal for me to do a small count challenge in January. So I don't have that planned right now, but I will do another small count challenge at some point. It's just not going to be starting on Monday. So Monday will be Trader Rehab, which is exciting. I'm looking forward to it. This is a little extended here. I would be a little cautious. This would be a smaller size type of trade because the 5 minute is premature. It's a little bit of a premature breakout on the 5 minute. So we'll watch for another pullback. And then if I can get an entry on the next dip, drawing ascending support right down here. All right, so it's just about 9:08. Still a little premature. We've seen some sellers stacked up on this. Kasari, let's see, let me look. NTRBW, the warrants. Yeah, a little bit lower price, not moving too much yet, but So this is our yellow ascending support line. It's crossing, it's right around 46 right now. So honestly, on the 5, this could easily benefit from a pullback to the 9 moving average. You've got a seller there at 55. It could be a profit taker. It could be a short seller. It's hard to know. So in this area, like I said, I'd prefer a pullback on the 5, but if it just wants to be strong, then we'll just trade with smaller size until we get a better risk reward ratio. So that candle's closing, watching the tape, seeing red on the tape, starting to pull back again. And then there's the break. Yep. So bought at 56, next add 65 and 75. This one doesn't want to wait. So let's see if we get that move up towards $7. Added at 65. There's 70. Holding 9,000 shares, which for me is smaller size. There's 73. Wanting to take profit into the move and then adjust for the next trade. The high of this candle is 73. New order is 75. So this is a 5-minute breakout, although it's a little premature. We'll watch the first 1-minute pullback following the fresh breakout. And at least this leading gapper does have news. True. It's a 4.6 million share float, and they're doing a 1 million share buyback. So actually it says 7.8 million share float. So but in any case, it's still a really good buyback. High is 73. So watching the tape, taking a little more profit at 71, waiting for the 1-minute pattern to form. New orders at 73. Is it $1 million in shares? Thank you for that correction. Not 1 million shares, $1 million in shares. That's important. That's definitely different. Added there, 72. Next add will be 80 for the break of 85. Added there at 80. I'm wondering if we get a move up towards 7. Okay, so now we're starting to pull away. Next add is 88. Added there at 88. Then I'll look at 95 and 96. Adding, as a momentum trader, I add as it squeezes higher, and I'm looking for that break of 7. This is the one today. It's up 75%, 4.6 million share float. It has news. So this is the one to be focusing on. Watching for an add over 690. There's 88, there's 90, added there at 90. New order goes at $7. Now what I want to do is I want to give it a chance to break through 7 and then be adding aggressively 710, 705, 708, 710, because as it pulls away from 7, getting a move up towards 725 and 750. So right now is just a hold and looking for my adds through 7 and then 705, 710. High of this candle is 95. Watching for adds. There's a bid at 85. Good. Buying the dip at 88. So I'm looking for the break through 95, the 97. There's 93. Holding 6,800 shares for right now. I'm going to readjust. New order at $7.10. High of this candle's 94. The pullback there was 81. Holding 3,400 shares. The warrants I have on another chart. NTRB warrants. Volume is lighter, and we would need to see the stock break through 7, I think, for the warrants to make a bigger move. So just something to be mindful of there. I prefer to trade the stock, but occasionally we'll trade warrants. Average is 77. $200 is 988. Added at 85 and 86. Looking for the break through 95. Watching the first 1 minute candle to make a new high. Added there at 93. We'll add again 97, adding at 98. So now looking for the squeeze through 7. The next add 705, 708. See how volume's coming up here, watching for 705, adding there, 708. Now starting to size up for the squeeze to 715. So this is looking good. Next add 710. Added there 709 for the break of 710. Now looking for 717, 720 as we pull away from this level. Holding 20,000 shares. Dip trade added at 704. High volume on this candle, watching 715. Holding 16,000, looking for the breakthrough 715. Back to flat for right now, 701. Watching a dip. Added at 7, 4,000 shares. Next add 710. So we did get the move there up to 715, but it was a topping tail. My average is 7. Next add 705. Add it again at 7, 8,000 shares. There's a bid at 97. Reclaiming the whole dollar of 7 is important. Up to 16,000 shares, looking for the breakthrough 710 and 715. Watching the first 1 minute candle to make a new high over 707. Bid at 7. Up 80%, 10 million shares of volume. We're holding 7. Added at 702 there. Looking for the squeeze through 708, 710 on that first 1 minute candle to make a new high. 15,000 share buyer at 7. Watch 06 and 07. There's 05 on the ask. So what I like about this is that it's up 80%. It's our leading gapper. It does have news. It's a price range where I can trade aggressively. The volume is good. So what we want to see is the breakthrough 710 and then 715. So there's 705, 706. $707. holding 2,300 shares into the first candle, making a new high, stalling out a little bit. Watching now for dip entries. We'll wait for a 5-minute setup. Nice on the warrants. They're up a bit as well. This candle did close green on the 5-minute. We had high day volume on the breakthrough 7. Our high was 717. The only problem on a stock like this for me compared to ISIG is that my commissions will be higher because at a lower price I can afford to trade more shares, and so I of course do. With a higher price stock like ISIG, a full-size position, well, I did take a few big positions on it, but generally the positions were 5,000, 8,000, 10,000 shares, rarely exceeding that. NTRB. Dip trade at 78 there. Why? 20 moving average on the 1-minute chart. So see how it taps that blue line? That's the 20 moving average as a technical level. So 8,000 share dip trade, watching for the breakthrough 85. There's 84, 85. Nice trade. Up to 89, not bad. Nice dip trade. Of course, taking profit on the way. Back to 90. About 7.5 minutes to the bell. I'm not sure that we do, Brian. I'll have to look. It's just not something I've spent a lot of time focusing on, so I'm not sure that we do. So those on YouTube especially, I want to remind you guys of our New Year's sale that's going on right now. You can become a Warrior Pro student today. And if you join today, you can attend our class that'll be at 11 a.m., which is Trader Rehab. We'll be beginning Trader Rehab at 11 a.m. We'll teach it until it's finished. And then every Monday through the month of January, we'll be having Trader Rehab Syncs at 8 a.m. with Ted. He's going to help you guys get focused for the week ahead. Discipline. That's what it's going to be about for a lot of you guys, is discipline. Now, as I mentioned yesterday, for some, there's going to be more of the mechanical issues related to trading, and it'll take some time to work those out. If it's getting better at the computer, getting the right software, getting the right internet connection, getting the right, whatever, something like that. But for many, it's emotions, and we know that I mean, I don't know what percentage of trading is skill and what percentage is emotion. I guess there's no hard number on it anyways, but emotions are important. They really are. And so I want to try to empower you with the tools that have helped me in my trading. There's no guarantee that it's going to help you. I have to say, as always, my results are not typical. We don't track the typical result of a student. And so I'll just say that we have no reason to believe a student will be any better or worse than any trader on average, or traders as a whole. So you have to assume that as a beginner trader, your risk of loss is high. You shouldn't trade with money you can't afford to lose. Now, if you are wanting to learn more about my strategy, this is a great time to learn. And one of the reasons I do share my results is because it's important that you know the person you're learning from is qualified and is credible. And I am. I have my broker statements posted on the website at the end of each month. So December will be posted in early January. You guys will be able to see that. And I'm hoping that we can have a really strong year in 2022. So we're going to try to get it off to a good start. As a reminder, something we'll talk about a lot: one trade a day. It's the small account way, but even for traders with larger accounts. So what I want to help you do is formulate a trading plan. I'm going to help you do it. You have to do it, but I'm going to help you empower you with the knowledge of what that should look like. So we'll be doing that today. I want you to work on it over the weekend and then implement it on Monday morning. And some of you are still in a simulator, and that's okay. And for some, that is absolutely the right place. Others are trading with real money, and that's fine too. It's wherever you're at. But we're going to start the new year all in the same place at 0. So let's try to make it a good year. And those on YouTube who want to join us, you can save 40%. You can see right here. And also you get a 14-day money-back guarantee, so you can trade with us for the first 2 weeks of January and see whether or not you like it. If you don't like it, then, well, you got the first 2 weeks. You'll get whatever you got from it. You'll be able to attend Trader Rehab. I hope you enjoy it. And if it's not a good fit, it's not a good fit. It's not a problem. Three minutes to the bell. All right, so final morning show of 2021, coming to the end of what has been a pretty incredible year. My metrics on the year, not including the last few days, about 4.1 million in gross profit, average daily gain about $18,000. We'll see if I can do it again next year. I did a little bit better in 2020. Oops. So 2020 was about 5 million. So I did better in 2020. And maybe I'll do a little better in 2022. Maybe I'll do a little worse. Honestly, it doesn't really make a huge difference. The difference between 2.5 and 3.5 or 4.1 and 5, I mean, it's either way, those are great years. Nice dip there off the 20 moving average again. Added back there at 88. I'm going to start to time this for a trade through 7 into the open. Next add is 98 for the break of 7. Watching 97, added at 97 and 98. So looking at that break through 7, then 705. Holding right now 16,000 shares, a little profit at 701. Happy to take a little profit from the 89 entry. We've got 1 minute to the bell. New order at 708. Watching a dip, added at 93 and 96 to buy the dip. 30 seconds to the bell, and on this one, I'll be looking for the break through 708 and then up to 717. Halt levels will probably be up in the 750, 770s. Watching for the ads. Adding there 702, 705, 708 into the open. And then I'll add again 715. So watch here for the squeeze up to 725, 730. Adding there 710. There's 708. Holding 11,000 shares. Bought the dip at 85 for the pop back up to 7. Actively trading the range. Holding 3,000 shares. Sold the rest 707. Little chop at the open. New order goes 725. So hitting my daily goal there right into the open. I had wished it had squeezed through 717, but I'm happy to be starting the day. Green ascending support right here. That's what the dip area right there in the 80s. Added at 97, small size. Profit 704. New order 710. Add 705, 10,000 shares. Looking for the red to green, first 1 minute candle to make a new high. Watch over 710, 715. So the red to green on this is going to be through 706 and then 710. Halt level is 770. High a day is 714. Watching for an ad over 708, 79 for the first 1 minute candle to go green. It's holding 7. Well, no, back down below. Watching dip at 95. Bought the dip. Still looking for the break through 708 and then 710. Watching the first candle to go green. There's 702, 703. So let's see if we get that rip through 710, 712, 715, and then we'd be through the pre-market highs. This would be an opening range breakout type of trade. Ascending support is about 85, so I'm comfortable dip trading off of that level, and I'm comfortable adding through 710. Want to see that burst of green on the time and sales? Adding there 5. There you go. So see how you start to see that green? See how high it goes. Well, only to 710. New dip trade, added at 77. Bought the dip again. Nice dip trade, 77. My average is a 79. That's a great dip trade. I'm averaged in at 79 right now. Hotkeys. So this one is showing a willingness to do false breaks. Stop break even on the rest. For those on YouTube, I'll put up my disclaimer here again, just as a reminder in case you didn't already know that trading is risky. Most beginner traders do lose money, so I would encourage you not to trade money you can't afford to lose. I just got stopped to break even on the rest. And to practice in a simulator before you put real money on the line. I'm going to move this down here. So I'll stream a little longer today on YouTube and give you guys a good, a nice finish to the year. I would love for you to hit the thumbs up, those who haven't already. Looks like we've got about 700 thumbs up. So let's see if we can get that to 1,500 thumbs up here going into the open, or through the opening range. Dip trade 67.74. Just buying dips and then looking for 10 cents off the bottom. So if I can get this up to 78 and 80, that would be a nice dip trade. We're at the 9 moving average on the 5-minute chart. See if we pop back up over 80. Just adding small profits. And then adjust stop to break even. Still have hope for a red to green, but I'm not sure we'll get it. If anyone else sees something worth watching, let me know. So this made sense to me, being the leading gapper. ISIG, I see it, but it's not high enough on the daily. I would have wanted to see it up around 30, 28 to 30. It was close this morning. You did get a move here up to 28.17, and it was nice. Micro pullback right there. I watched it and I let it go without me, but it's okay. We'll get the next one. The short interest on it is still pretty high, but SYTA, well, so this one, you can look at the chart. It's hitting the scans. The problem is that big pop and then how much it pulled back. So sometimes I will jump in things right off the scanners. I don't think today's going to be one of those days, at least on this one. XERS, George. Yep. Right at the 200 though, right at the 200 moving average. Yeah, to answer that question on YouTube, it's $35.98 for a year of access. Warrior Pro gives you all access to all of the classes. Starter, small cap, large cap, active investor, swinging options, IRA, live trading archives, mentor sessions. Gives you a year of access to the chat room, the scanners, our news feed, daily mentor sessions Monday through Friday, our support room, so you can ask questions. So this is it's a membership, and this is a community you have access to. At the end of that year, if you'd like to renew, we do renewals for our pro students. It's about a 50% discount. NTRB. So let's just see. You got that. That was what I wanted, that red to green, but will it hold? So that probably squeezed out some short sellers as it popped there up to 27, but then back to 7. So I missed that one. So they'll go with or without you, right? Sometimes you'll miss the trade, and if that's the case, that's the case. But I think I missed that one. Now, one of the things that I got into trouble with yesterday was I missed ISIG's rip at the open, then sort of got in immediately on the first pullback, and then it flushed. So I have to be a little careful in this area. Just mark out the high of 27, but it's a red candle on the 10-second chart. It's a topping tail, so not my favorite pattern. I want to check SOPA on the continuation scanner. It's pulling back too much. Well, glanced at the warrants on NTRB, but then they pulled back a bit. So right now it's got this sort of top at 15. I'd put my new order at 20, and let's just see. Added there at 15. It seems like it's holding, so next add would be 18 and 19. Watching to see if we squeeze through 20. Added there. Now next add's 27. This is ascending higher. It's up 85% now. Added at 27. Now looking for the breakthrough 30. Holding 7,000 shares. There's 30, taking some profit, 33. Okay, so we're opening up a little bit more. This is going to squeeze out some short sellers as it pulls away here. Added at 38. Next add is 45. There we go. That type of move is squeezing out short sellers. That's exactly what happened right there. I'm holding 2,600 shares. The halt level is 770. Up 96%. So a little bit of a short squeeze there. So did you see how that started to pull away? You hear me talking about pulling away. So it popped here up to 27. It pulled back. Then it broke 15. It kind of was a little sluggish there. It hit 27. It kind of dipped for a second. And then it went to 35. And now at new highs, it pulled away real quick on that candle up to 62 and then up to 70. It just really started to open up. And that's obviously what we like as a momentum trader. SYTA is on the scans, moving a bit higher. The halt level's at 4. This one I think I've missed a bit, so we'll just have to keep it on a side chart. NTRB warrants, not sure. Halt level moved up to 407 on SYTA. So trading in and out of halts. Yep. This is something that you'll see me do a lot. Right now we're showing a resumption of 780, so it is resuming a little bit higher. So this is the small cap trading course, and I'm going to search, let's see, out of halt. So buying into or out of a halt, this is something that we talk about a lot. We've got a chapter 8, technical long setup 7, buying into or out of halts. It's important to learn because when we see super volatility, there's halts. And so learning how to trade in and out of halts is critical. So my plan on this one right now, holding a smaller position, will be to watch the resumption price. New order, moving up just above the resumption price, and then watching dips and rips. High of this candle, 770. I do want to try to mitigate my risk a little bit. I was trading with larger size earlier, but that's when it was not as extended as it is now. This trade here, because it sort of happened so fast, I didn't get a chance to take big size on it. I got 20,000 shares, which is decent for me, but you know, a 40, 50,000 share position would have been a lot nicer, but you know, it just wasn't possible. It happened too quick. So the high there, 770, showing a resumption right now at $8. I want to see, I'm going to be watching the level 2 very closely, watching the tape. I want to see whether or not we have bids. Is there a hidden seller? How does it look on resumption? Because we've also seen resumptions where it, you know, pops up a little bit and then fades. And of course we can get halts going back down as well. So these don't just go up forever, they do reverse. Right now, we're right at 96% gain on the day. On the resumption, we'll be up over 100%. Are there resistance levels on the daily that we need to be aware of? Not really. I mean, maybe a little bit there at 850, and then definitely though at 994, because that's the 200 moving average. So I'd say at this point, the 200 is sort of an obvious wall. I don't think this is going to be able to break through the 200. So if someone was short, maybe they would say, well, maybe I could hold to the 200, but that's 984 and it's at, you know, $8 right now. So that's a ways away. It's showing an 803 resumption, 805 right now. $23 million shares of volume. So we have about 15 seconds to resumption if it's a 5-minute long halt. You're right. So this is a thing. I show the 200 at 1184 at 1115 as well when I open up my chart a little bit more. So actually we do have a bit more room there. New order goes at 825 watching. Added there at 25. Now looking for the squeeze up to 850. So this is the first dip. Watching 835 and 840. My average is 813 right now. Watching 827 for the next add. Bought the dip off 8. We've got some support down there, psychological support. Now we want to see this squeeze through 825 and 830. There's 37. Next add is 40. Back to flat for now. Let it pull back. The high was 39. New order goes at 40. A little choppy up here. So adding there 25, now next adds 30 and 35, 40. I think we're going to get a very similar breakout that we had before through the half dollar. Adding there at 45, next add 65, 75 for the squeeze in the next halt. Yep. Watch up 75, 85, halt levels 9. Added right there at 88, holding 17,000 shares. Watching for the break of 9. Dip trade added at 95 for the squeeze up to the next halt level. So I'm looking for the squeeze over $9, 908 halt level. Let's see if we go into another halt on this. There's 86 on the ask. Looking for dip trades here and then the breakthrough 9. Added 81. Looking for the squeeze through 890. That was almost the exact same as what we had before. A nice break right there. There's 90 on the ask. 85 on the bid, back to flat. That was a nice one. So that one, I traded aggressively. High is 98, new order goes at $9. It was the pulling away right here through 39 for the break through the half dollar. So the problem now is that we're a bit extended on the 5-minute chart. Clearly, if we break over 9, we should see another move. Added at 72 and 81 there, trying to buy the dip. Watching for the break over 90. Added at 94. Next add is 98. Looking for that squeeze through 9. There's 910. Always want to take a little profit into the break, and then add back is 915. It looks like a premature 1-minute breakout. My average is 83. Back to flat. A nice trade. High of this candle is 910. We're up 125%. This was our leading gapper this morning on the top of the gap scan. Gapped up 80% with news. Now it's up 123%. So the high there is 910. That's the level that would need to break. I'm not sure that it will because it's a little extended on the 5. So what I'm going to start doing is reducing size a little bit. Keep actively trading it, but pull the size back down in case we start to get false breakouts. Even this right here was a false breakout up to 910, but it couldn't hold over 9. Max, nice, 13,000 bucks. Good for you, man. I'm proud of you. That's a great day. Cigar up 4,200. Good for you. That's a good day. You know, I mean, it's important to try to keep a level head with your gains. Try to be grateful for what you have. I've had a lot of days this year where I hit my daily goal and then I finished the day red. And that's not fun. So be grateful for what you get. Don't always be comparing yourself to someone who's got more, because there's always going to be someone who's got more. There's always going to be someone who's made more. There's going to be someone out there that made more on this than I did, who took bigger size, who held for a longer piece of the move, who had more confidence and a bigger account. And that's life. You've got to be grateful for what you're doing, for what you can get. 100 a day, you know, that was one of my first goals. Then I moved it up to 200 a day. 200 a day is $50,000 a year. 2,000 a day, that's 500,000 a year. 20,000 a day, that's a $5 million a year. So I'm at 50,000 right now on the day. That would be a over $10 million a year if I was averaging that, but I'm not averaging that. Days like today, I want to be grateful. I don't want to overstay my welcome too much. This green day being 30,000 above my daily goal, well, a day like today will now be able to give me a little bit of a cushion for another day down the road where I come up a little short on the daily goal, or perhaps where I even have a small red day. And that's fine. You'll have some small red days. Got to keep them small, got to keep them tight. You'll have some days where you don't quite hit the daily goal because the market is just really slow. There's not a lot going on. And so this is a really tough thing because there'll be some traders out there who may have taken one trade, one and done. You know, small account strategy and trader rehab, one and done. And you might be up, whatever it is, $100, 500, 1,000 or whatever on NTRB. And then you see it make this huge move without you and you feel that FOMO. And what's important is to try to keep that in check. You know, FOMO happens. I get it too. But at the end of the day, you're sitting with a little bit more in your account than you had at the beginning of the morning. And you want to be grateful for that. And you want to try to do it again tomorrow. And once you kind of get yourself out of trader rehab and once your account starts to grow a little bit more, you'll start to have the confidence to go back for the second trade and the third trade. You've got to be very centered to be able to do that. And it's not hard for us to go off our center and all of a sudden start over trading, revenge trading, and throwing away money because we're just getting sloppy. We're getting desperate. We're getting angry. And that's when emotions are taking over in our trading. That's what trader rehab's all about. Trying to get that dialed in. So right now we're just on a 5-minute pattern. This, you might think, oh, it's done. It's going to fade the rest of the day. Maybe. Or maybe it bases out here. We get a 5-minute bull flag, and then we get more opportunities. I could choose to not take any more trades on it and be grateful for what I've got. If I see another setup that looks really good, I could consider trading it with smaller size. You know, I just broke over a big kind of number there, but only by 20 bucks. So I want to, you know, try to keep as much of this in my pocket as I can, especially being the last day of the month, last day of the year. So it's about 10 a.m. Trader Rehab will start at 11. Warrior Pro students, you don't need to do anything except for go over to the live classes room, which is already open. So you can just over right here, you could scroll down. Small cap, large cap support room, newsroom, Warrior Lounge, Warrior Pro room, and then the live classes room is down at the bottom right here. Those on YouTube, I hope you've enjoyed this longer morning show here for New Year's Eve. I hope you hit the thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. It makes a huge difference for the channel when you guys hit that thumbs up for the YouTube algo. We're all kind of dealing with algos, whether it's trading or YouTube. So as I said, I'm gonna take a break from the morning show next week so I can focus entirely on our students and those who are taking part in Trader Rehab and trying to have a really good, strong, focused start to January. I'll upload recaps, so you guys will be able to see the recaps, and so we'll see how the first week goes, and then I'll communicate with you my plans from there. So if you're on mobile, on YouTube, you can exit out of the live chat, click the like button, and then come back into the live chat. Thank you, Michael. So this is my plan for 2022 is to sit down every day, just like I did today, watch the scans, look at the high day Momo scanner, the gap scanner, look for news, and hopefully if I catch one of these types of trades a week, you know, maybe every a couple days, it'll be a good year. Doesn't need to be every day, but if we can get a couple of these a week, it'll be a good year. 5-minute pattern is beginning to form, but note that it's extended off the 9 moving average, which has been very common recently. We have really big moves, and then by the time you're getting the pullback, it's still very extended. So while the high of this candle is 860, and that would be the first 5-minute candle to make a new high, there's a little bit of a pivot there at 865. The low, 812. Not quite down to the 20, not quite down that far, but it got really extended. Yes, Trader Rehab will be recorded. We will record it, so that'll be added to the curriculum for all pro students. Yep, it'll be its own class, just like day trading in an IRA. And today I am day trading in my retirement account, which means the profit is tax-free. No income tax. Now I can't spend it today, but you know, it's kind of like chopping down a tree and chopping up the firewood during the summer. You put it away, you know it's there, and you feel like you've done a good job. I'll be trading live all next week for students.
Yep.
Yep, next week is will be the same routine for students. We do have a holiday on January 17th. I don't know what holiday it is. Is it Martin Luther King Day? Martin Luther King Day on January 17th. So we'll have a holiday on Monday the 17th. And so I'll obviously not be trading that day. And I think I might take a day off either that Friday or that Tuesday just to have a nice long weekend. But I'll keep you guys posted on that. Yes, you can set up an IRA with Lightspeed. The minimum account size with Lightspeed is 10,000, but you would be under the PDT rule, so you would have to follow the PDT rule. For an IRA, you could do 2 contributions. You could do a 2021 and a 2022 contribution. You could do a 2021 contribution, I believe, up until April 15th or until tax day. So, double check with an accountant, but I'm pretty sure. So you could get that account up to like $6,000 or $12,000 and then swing trade a little bit, take a couple trades a week, trade a little bit less until you get up to 25K and then can start actively day trading. Yes, Dave, thank you. And so he said, I think I'm going to rejoin the Warrior Pro. So if there's anyone out there on YouTube that is a former Warrior Pro student and you would like to renew your membership, you don't have to sign up all over again. You don't have to, I mean, it depends on how long ago you joined and if it was like many, many years ago. But most likely we can just give you the membership renewal so you can join at a discounted rate and just basically re-up your membership. Yes, you can do IRAs with Lightspeed. So yes, we did have a private call on Wednesday with verified badge holders, which was great. I was really enjoyed that. We will be doing that absolutely again early in 2022. That was really, I think, a lot of fun, and I think people really enjoyed it. So send an email on YouTube. You can email team@warriortrading.com about if you have a question on renewals. Well, David, then Trader Rehab is for you. Today is the call. So I sat down this morning a little late. I was a little behind on my morning routine, but I sort of thought, well, it's Friday and I don't see much on the scanners. I'm not sure if there's going to be a lot of news here, but we ended up getting some. This right now is the beginning of an ABCD pattern. I mean, it is bull flag resolution over 860 up to 878. However, you can see the first attempt was a false break. Now it's opening up a little bit more. We still have this false breakout up here. So right now, I would say certainly $9 and $9.10 are important levels to watch, but it is a bit extended. So I want to try to manage risk on any trades up in this area. You can see how as it approaches critical levels, you get these whips, right? It accelerates and then flushes, accelerates and flushes. And this is partly because it is extended here. It shows it hit a high of 908. I certainly did not see that. And what's annoying when that happens, maybe that was a market order, I don't know. So sometimes you hit a market order and the algos, they'll pull the orders, you get the top fill and then a flush. when you're buying, and then it's the same when you're selling. You know, it's market orders that are always filling the very top and the very bottom of these candle wicks. It's the way that algos sort of take advantage of retail traders. So unfortunately, this also screws up the chart a bit. It's now a double top around 910. So this is beginning to take the shape, as some of you have seen before, of those devil horns, right? So you've got the two topping tails there. This is something to be cautious of. Two topping tails, both double topped at about 908, 910. That always, I never like that. So this is going to have a long period of consolidation holding this level for me to feel more confident taking a trade up there. I would just not feel comfortable buying that high. Now on the 5-minute chart, your last pullback was an 812. So it could actually pull back down to 812 and still be a valid 5-minute setup. This is the range, 812 to 910. So the longer it holds in that range, you know, if it keeps holding up and the 9 moving average kind of gets right under it, then that's where we could look for that ascension through that level. But in order for us to get another move like what we had here, so this was powerful for a couple of reasons. This was a red to green move, and I actually add this one as an example to the classes here, because it's not every day we get a red to green move that is that clean. I'm going to remove all these drawings here. So this was our high, and that was the red to green move on the 1-minute chart. So let me just take a screenshot of that. I'll save it. So, you know, anytime I get an opportunity to add something to the classes, I'm happy to do it. Red to green. So it's a gap and go setup, red to green. You could call it a 1-minute opening range breakout as well, but I would look at it more as a red to green move. And get another screenshot with that in there. So leading gapper, let me hide this. I'll save this one too. All right. MBOT. Yep, nice breakout there. So NTRB. So yeah, we got a nice trade there coming out of that halt. The dip and then the rip up to 9. Had one trade, I think, where I stopped out, took a loss, and then got right back in, and then got that nice, really nice trade. Timmy, that P&L looks great. That's really good to see. Good work. I'm happy to see that. Keep it up. So again, coming back up to this area where it rejected previously, always makes you a little cautious. Don't really want to buy right into that level because look at what happened last time. In one 10-second candle, it dropped 50 cents. So always have to, and you can see the sellers stacked there. There's 08. And then dipping back down. So we want to watch this area and see, you know, does it hold up well enough? So quick trade there for me at 9, only because it looks like it's holding. And then I want to take profit real quick. So this was a little different on this one. It came up, it didn't red, it dropped and then came back up there. So the new high is 45, still holding 937 shares at 909. Be the sniper. Just be patient, wait, let the chart tell you it's ready. I only took that with 7,500 shares. So I certainly could have gone bigger, but you know, I didn't want to catch a 50-cent drop with big size, so I went smaller. So now this is the first pullback after the 5-minute breakout. So the new order is going to go at 45, adding there at 45. Next add 60. And now we're looking for a squeeze up to 70. The next halt level is at 87. So as we start to pull away here, we want to see how high this goes. The reason I'm interested in this, of course, is that it's the first pullback after the 5-minute breakout. Added at 47 on the dip, holding 5,000 shares. Down to 2,800. Little chop there. It broke to 60, didn't pull away to the next halt level. New order goes at 60. Probably break even on that trade. Again, smaller size in this area just to manage the risk. So watching the tape, there's a big bid at 46 adding there. Now looking for the squeeze up to 75. See how it's pulling away? Added at 76. Now we're looking for 88 and 90. Halt levels 10, 07. Holding 4,000 shares. Taking some profit up around 10. Halt levels 10, 07. New order, watching for the halt level to move up. And then a dip. Added there 98. Halt levels moved up to 1023. Now let's look for the squeeze up to 1023. Watch the break of 10 for that quick pop up to 1015, 1020, 97, 98. Buyers there at 10. False breakout, dips back down. There it goes. Broke on the second attempt and then back down. High of that candle is 10.15. New order goes at 10.15. Yep, the warrants, nice. From 250 up to 280. So, you know, in hindsight, I wish I'd taken that trade there with more than 7,500 shares on the break, but it could have also done what it did here, which is popped and then flushed. So I was managing risk. It's always easy to look back and say I could have been more aggressive. So this is the first proper 1 minute pullback now after this fresh breakout. The volume is still pretty strong on this. So we'll see what we get here. So this area up 150%. Wow. So hitting our scans, I think up 10% there. Squeeze alert. Yep, 10% in 10 minutes. Nice. Is it going to get back over 10? Dip trade at 85 for me and 90 for the break back over 10. I want to see if we get that snap through $10 and then back to 10.15. If we get a break at 10.15, then I'm going to size up a little bit more aggressively. Watching dips. So that 10.15 spot's kind of like some of the other spots we've seen where that was the high. So if we break through it with some volume, 10.25, 10.30 for sure. That's what I'd be looking for. So each time it comes back up here, I'm watching for ads. Added at 90. New order is 10. Added at 10. Next ad's 10.15. Adding there 10.10. Now there's 10.48, 10.60. It's exactly what we had before. It really is. So you start to learn those patterns, right? It starts to become predictable. Taking profit 10.50. The high of that candle now is 10.68. New order goes at the high of 10.68. Getting dialed in on just one stock. I've only traded one today, but I'm dialed in on it. Dip trade at 48. Now looking for the breakthrough 60, then 65 and 70. There's a big bid added at 65. Now watching 75 for the squeeze up to 11. There's 75. Good. Can we get 85? There's 88. Taking profit 80s. There's 90. Now watching up around 11. There's 90 holding 1900 shares. New order goes at 11. We're coming right up to the 200. There's 1113, 1118. All right, so new high, 1117. Putting my new order at 1120. I'm going to wait a second because the halt level needs to move up again. We've got this resistance here. If we break through it, then we have room up to 1232. This was a 1 minute pullback right here at 10. NTRBW, good job for those that traded the warrants. The volume is lighter, but good work. Added there. Now looking for 25. Taking profit 35 as it goes. 1145, 1150, next order. False halt. See, did you see how it thinned out there? You guys are familiar with that. You've seen that before. Highs 1146. 57 million shares of volume. So the thing now is our 5 minute. It's extended. We're tapping basically that 200 moving average on the daily. But short squeeze, if it breaks through 46. So the new order goes at 1150. You just want to be careful not to catch the top. We're up 190%. Added back 45. No fill. I tried, but no fill. New order 75. Moving the order up towards 12. So it's not halting. The halt level is 75. But I'm going to watch for the halt level to move. And then for a squeeze up over 12. See how it's kind of staggering at this level? It's hitting the level, but then pulling back. So quick trade there. Filled a little high. Filled at the top at 91. Glad I went with smaller size. Have to wait for the halt level to move up again. But when it starts chasing the halt levels like this is hard. Because there's not a lot of profit. NTRBW, the warrants. Good job for those who have traded them. Look at that, from 250 all the way up to 453. Wow, good work. $12.09 is the halt level now. Quick trade there, looking for 12.25. Just keep watching these levels. I want to see if we get 12.15. Going back to flat for a small loss. I'm in a little too high there. Let it pull back again. Warrants, the high is 53. So this is pretty much the parabolic momentum here. Our high day is 12.18. We definitely broke through the 200. We're starting to pull back. The 5 minutes is extended. So we're coming up towards 10:30 here. So we had our first pullback, we had our second. Up here, you know, in a really strong market, I'll trade the third, but only if I have cushion on the first two. I do have cushion, but it's just so extended on the 5. I just don't know. Nice, Rob. Good work. Added there, looking for the break back through 12, small size. Watching 1205, then a quick squeeze up. Added there at 12. So watch the break through 12 and then retest 1218. Watching 1218, 1220. Yeah, a little bit of a dip there. See, that's what kind of happens sometimes on these. Added at 1105 on the dip. You finally get that pullback. Now watch the pop back up to 1125. So brought my average down a little bit, but it's okay. And that's very typical trading up until the last trade is a loss. And that's why it's important to reduce share size as you go on. That way, that last trade right there, yeah, is it a loss? A couple $1,000? Sure. But I'm still up 68,000. So I gave back $3,000 off the top. It's no big deal. If I hadn't taken some of these trades like that, and this was very similar to the break of 10 right here. The break of 10 worked with 7,500 shares, added some good profit. This break, it didn't work, but with smaller size, the risk was managed. So with that, that's going to finish the year for me. 68,000 on NTRB. Very pleased with that. This was a beautiful 1-minute pullback right here. That was a really nice one. So I'm going to grab a screen share of that guy, or a screenshot. But you see how, you know, someone with FOMO could have taken that last trade with the biggest size of the day to overcompensate for missing a previous move. And then all of a sudden, smoked. It can be such a subtle difference between someone who's green on this or someone who's red trading the same stock, but just that subtle difference of missing an early move and then trying to overcompensate. And, you know, again, I don't know what this is going to do for the rest of the day. You may get more opportunities, you may not, but I think managing size and risk is just going to be important no matter what. So trader rehab is going to start in 30 minutes. So this is going to be final call for those on YouTube. I can't imagine that you haven't enjoyed this morning show. This has been pretty awesome. A really great, solid green day for me here today. A great finish to 2021. It's going to add some nice profit to the month. I'm not sure. I can check to see where I sit on the month. Let's see. So my broker statements will be up on the website early next week. But let's see. So was it 270? Let me just make sure this is right. So month to date. So I was at 276 on the month just in my retirement. So this is going to add another 60. So 306, so 330, so about 335. But then I was down 46 in my main account. So around 290 on the month. 290 on the month. So, you know, that would have me tracking right now 3.6 for next year. Well, this previous year was really, I think, so good because of GameStop. We had that in January into February. We haven't had another GameStop, like another move that big this whole year. So if we go all of next year without having something as big as GameStop, well, you could probably take about, $500,000 or $1 million off my P&L. Stocks like that are going to give me a chance to be super aggressive, and they're going to fuel momentum across the board. So if we don't have it, I can expect that my profits will be less. So I would say probably next year, honestly, anywhere from 200 to 300,000 a month would be a great average. 2.4 to 3.6 million. So possibly, goal around 3 for next year. And that would be, subject obviously to the market and depends on what we get. Whether or not we get something like GameStop, I don't know. If we do, then, I had a week last year where I made almost $1 million in 1 week. So, you never know, but I'm not going to count on that. So again, those on YouTube, I hope you take the leap and join us. I'll put the this page up here again, and I'll put up my disclaimer again as a reminder that my results are not typical. Trading is risky. I do share my results with you because it's important that the person you're learning from is qualified. We've heard a lot of stories about people out there talking about how much money they make, and then it comes out down the road that it was not real. And that's not okay. My broker statements are on the website. My gains are audited, and it's real. This year's been pretty impressive, and last year was pretty impressive too. So in any case, this is where I sit on the day. We've got trader rehab in half an hour at 11 a.m. I've barely finished my green drink. I haven't had any breakfast yet, so I'm going to take 15 minutes here to kind of get, 30 minutes to get organized. But this is the official last call for those on YouTube to be in the live classes. And you can join us today using the New Year's Eve sale coupon code. So you'll save 40%. You'll have a year of access to my live broadcast, the ultra low latency broadcast feed that we make available for our Warrior Pro students, a year of access to the scanners, the chat room, a year of access to daily mentor sessions, a year of access to our trader psychology team, a year of access to the entire curriculum, a year of access to the proprietary news feed. And we've got a lot of stuff that we're working on, projects for our students, for the platform that we're using here to make it better. So you guys are definitely going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be a great 2022. I think is going to be a good year for us. SYTA up on the scanner again. Good to see it. Let's see. And maybe what I'll do, let's see. So this is our small cap day trading course. I already showed you guys some of this. Let me see if I can find, oh, here we go. So this was written by Eddie. So Eddie says, after 3 years of following Ross on YouTube, I finally decided to make the leap and join Warrior Trading in June of 2021 and become a Warrior Pro student. After 6 months of being part of the community, I can honestly say it was the best decision I've made in a while. And, you know, he's not always been known for making good decisions, but on this one, he came through. He made a good decision. The reason I decided to go with Ross and Warrior Trade was mainly due to his transparency. And you guys know, I've got the broker statements on the website. I've got the biggest green day and the biggest red day as YouTube recaps. Who else you know puts their third-party verified broker statements out there? So education, very thorough. Proprietary scanners, the live stream, everything else. Our students, they know what we do. We stand for transparency. We try to put everything into making your experience as enjoyable as possible. And it's always nice to see a student like Eddie writing those comments for us and giving us that feedback. SYTA, very nice, up 40%. And I would say this is probably a little bit of sympathy momentum. I am going to let it go without me. The halt level is 450. And so it's creeping up there right to the halt level. These are the days where we start to get some action. You know, one is strong, and the next thing you know, you've got 2, 3, 4 that are strong. Thanks, Charlie. I appreciate that. So John says, but 197 a month is a bit much. Well, I mean, if it is, then I hear you. And all I can say is that I've spent over $2 million this year just on market data fees for our students. It's extremely expensive. I've got the market data fees for the scanners. We've got the market data fees for the simulator. I mean, these things are just not free. Market data is not free. NASDAQ, it's just the way it is. So, you know, I mean, there are some places where you can get free data that's delayed. You're not going to be able to trade off of delayed data for day trading. There are some brokers like TD Ameritrade that will kind of eat the cost because they make it up other places and they want to get you into the platform, get your money under management. So, you know, you can get away with using TD Ameritrade charts and stuff like that, but you know, that's fine. But the scanners are not as robust as what we've built out. You obviously don't have the audio video broadcast. You don't have the educational stuff. So, you know, this is, you know, it's just the business of running this platform is expensive. So we try to make it as reasonable as we can, but we also want to be able to pay our development team to keep building it, to keep making it better. So we've got to keep reinvesting. Now, there's other people out there that might just sell DVDs and have a 90%, 95% profit margin and just keep all the money. We try to reinvest in our students with the things that we do, the programs that we run, the teachers that are part of the program, the platform. I mean, it's just, this is the reality of it. So, you know, there's different people take different approaches, you know, and early on I kind of made the decision so one of the things that early on for me was difficult was the fact that a lot of the other communities out there, you know, their education is really just like a YouTube playlist. It's a lot of like videos, but they're not clear strategy. They're just videos of trades. So they're like recaps and not very organized, not very clear. And so you walk away being like, well, how did they find that stock? I don't know. Why did they get in where they got in? And you just feel this sense of, I don't understand how they, you know, how they took that trade. I don't get it. And that's not helpful. If you're trying to learn how to trade, you really want the ins and outs from a strategy perspective. And, you know, that was my commitment right away, was to put all the strategy there. So you have the ins and outs. And I showed you the curriculum here. This is 1,377 slides. But there are people that will join the community who have been trading for a while, they may not feel they really need all of this, all of my strategy development classes. They might watch some of the ones that they like the most, my level 2 classes, my dip trading classes, and then they take part in trader rehab because they find that really helpful, the trader psychology stuff we do, or they really value the software that we've built. And the nice thing with this is you don't have to program it. You don't have to try to figure out how does this thing work and spend, you know, a ton of time tweaking it. These are the tools that I use every day. So I've already programmed them to run in a way that works well for me. So you could just, you know, put it on, start running it, and away you go. You're good to go. That's it. Notice on SYTA how it tapped the halt level and then pulled back. That's not totally uncommon on sympathy momentum. That is, I've definitely seen that before. So I can share with you guys. Oops, let me see. Present. This will be a little bit repetitive, I suppose, for current students, but if you guys who are current students don't want to listen for the next 10 or 15 minutes, I'll just chat on YouTube and see if we get a couple more folks over on YouTube to jump in and join us for Trader Rehab starting at 11 a.m. You've got 19 minutes, T-minus 19, YouTube. So that's the starter course. This is the small cap day trading course. All right, so I'm gonna grab my drink, grab a bite to eat, and we're gonna come back for Trader Rehab at 11 a.m.